amigos? Welcome to our 8th episode on Between 4 Amigos. This episode is sponsored by Madera Azul. Follow me on Instagram at Madera_Azul_and_co. That we have new products coming out, so please follow me, share, comment.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Eli,
Lily, Jasmine,
and Isaiah.
And of course Isaiah. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us again. This is episode 8, and like Isaiah said, this show is going to be sponsored by Madera Azul. He really has some nice pieces that I saw earlier today, so hit him up at Instagram if you're looking for something for your home, for the backyard, for the patio, whatever, for a gift. So let him know, he'll hook you up. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This is episode 8 of Between 4 Amigos. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, y que diablo más?
Gmail.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gmail. We're everywhere, really. So, but you can.
So y'all should be listening everywhere and anywhere.
No excuse.
No excuses.
Yeah. Y si no escuchan, son haters.
Eso sí. Denos un like. If you're gonna watch, give it a like.
I know, right? At least a like or say, "Hey, good job,"
or
or
A
comment.
little comment.
Listen, we're
Some
not.
words of affirmation for us.
It's not only just a good comments. If you have a bad comment, también ponlo.
Pues
At least we
sí,
have a comment, right?
Yeah.
Some, what is it called? Constructive criticism.
There you go. So, again, happy to be here again. Episode 8. We're 2 away from number 10.
Woo.
And so I think, when should we end our first season? That's a good question.
I think 10 episodes is good. 10?
10?
What do you think?
What do you guys think? Do you guys want us to take a break or just keep on going? Let us know.
Let us know if you guys want 10 or 12, right? For the first season.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't want any more, lo dicen que se vayan para el carajo. Take a hike.
Let us know.
Let us know. Hey, in your comments, right?
Oh, cámbiale de canal.
Pues sí.
Cámbiale de canal.
But today's episode, what we're going to be talking about today, a little bit different. We're going to be talking about what would you tell your younger self, okay? So that's a topic that I've heard many times before. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to do 2 halves. The first half, that's what we're going to talk about, what would you tell your younger self. And the second half, we're going to talk about your worst fear. So fear as in emotional, as in physical, whatever your worst fear is.
Material.
Exactly. That's what we're going to talk about. So again, thank you so much for joining us. We're very, very happy for those of you who listen to us and, give us shout outs and give us likes and tell us how we're doing.
Yeah,
we were very, very happy. So let's kick it off with, what would you tell your younger self? So
you should start off, Eli.
I should start off, right?
Yeah.
So
give us some time to think.
Yes.
What I would tell my younger self, I would tell myself, no sea tan pendejo. Think, piensa. No, but seriously, I would say invest more because, investing back then, if we knew what we do now, you have all these companies, Apple, Microsoft, and all these companies that they're billion-dollar companies. So I would tell myself invest because, with money comes other things you can do, right?
Opportunities.
Of course.
It opens more doors.
Of course.
I'm not saying money is everything, but
it sure helps.
Well, yeah. But back then, being
it's a good tool to have.
Being an 18-year-old kid,
yeah.
You know what?
Oh yeah.
You weren't thinking about investing. You weren't thinking about a lot of important stuff. You were just thinking about partying, getting girls,
having
whatever.
Fun.
Of course. So I think that would be the most important thing. And after that, I would say get a good education, right? I went into the Marine Corps just so I can go to school. Did I go to school? No.
Yeah.
I was out partying, enjoying life. I'll go to school later on once I leave, right?
Yeah.
Those opportunities have come up, but for certain situations, certain things that, 4 kids, you can't go to school and work and have 4 kids in the home. So it never came up, but investing, because by now would have been a millionaire. Everybody probably would have been millionaires, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So.
But why do you think, as as a young person, why do you think sometimes, like for me, for example, I think that part of that would have been more for risk. Could that be something too? Some
Like,
people don't like to take a risk.
Well, not really. For me, I wasn't guided to, right?
So you didn't have any mentors,
No,
like people that
not
were
at
doing
all.
that.
Not at all. That would tell me, you know what? Take some money.
Yeah, it's
Invest.
relatable.
Invest.
Yeah, no one to guide you. Yeah.
No one to guide me. So at that time, yes, I knew there was a stock market. Yes, I knew there was investment, but that was something that, for me, that only rich people did, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was an opportunity where I can just put down maybe $100 out of my check all the time
Every
Yeah.
paycheck.
and invest it, or like IRAs.
Yeah.
You know, nothing like that. So it was more about no one being there to guide me. I mean, I didn't really look for it either, so I'm not going to blame people. But
Yeah.
I didn't look for that guidance. But if someone was there and said, you know what, think
You
about
should do
investing.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would have opened my mind. You know, would start probably looking into it.
Right.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the main things I would tell myself.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Because that's like set up for the future, you know?
Of course, it sets everything up to the future
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
But then you would have never met me.
That's true. That's very true. So I take all that back.
You don't even have 4 kids.
Right. So you know what? Disregard that.
But that's what I would tell my
I would tell my
Mejor
younger self to
pobre
go
pero
look for my
feliz.
wife in California.
In California, look
Hey,
for
Hey,
one. And then
mejor
invest.
pobre pero feliz,
Yeah,
¿verdad?
claro.
See,
Because if you would have been
feliz,
rich, but
then
you wouldn't have had Lily, so.
Right.
you would
One or the
your life
other.
would have been so boring without me.
Are you still rich?
I'm rich with my wife.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sexy time tonight.
Did you hear that?
Ay, sí, qué obediente. Ay.
Prepárate. Because he gave you a very good, he took it back, so.
Sure.
That should mean something. That should mean something.
Sure,
Brownie
you take
points.
it back. Sure. Who
Go
goes
ahead,
next?
that's
Me?
You, amiga, a ver, what
That wasn't
would
me.
you tell your younger self?
Man, oh boy, I really didn't think much about that, but I think just prepare yourself. I always say this: if I had the knowledge I have now when I was younger, it would be a different ballgame,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you learn as you go. I think I would just say pretty much what Eli said: just prepare
¿Que no sea
yourself.
pendejo?
No.
Empezar con lo mismo.
No. Prepare yourself for the future. So for people that don't know, when he met me, I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to college. I know people are like, for what? No, it wasn't for office job. It was to be a police officer.
Yeah.
So I remember clearly wanting to focus on that. That was always what I love to do, right?
Mhm.
So obviously, like Eli says, we got married, we had 4 kids. Life took us a different route. But I think I would tell my younger self, keep on pushing. Keep on pushing yourself, because nobody in my family supported me in that. It was just me.
Well, you had one.
My uncle that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that said, you know what,
Go for it.
go for it. Even for paying for school, I had to do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that time, my parents had their own business, so I didn't qualify for anything. So I remember I had to pay for school, for all my classes, for everything. I had to pay for every single thing. And it was me that did it alone. Because everybody was like, no, that's not a job for a girl.
Yeah.
Typical mentality of parents.
Then I came
So-
along.
And then he came along.
And changed your world,
I think that's what
girl.
she's gonna say to yourself.
He rocked
Don't
your
marry
world.
that fool.
No.
Don't marry him.
No.
Prince Charming
Prince Charming.
con su military suit y
Ándale.
No,
el
but-
peluquín.
Brendan Wash haircut.
No, se miraba bien aquí el señor.
Se embellacaba ello.
Ay, cálmate, por favor.
I need to insert his younger picture of his younger self.
Oh,
Me la
sí,
manda.
No.
Put it on the
Se lo
YouTube
roba.
video.
Sí.
No, me
Oh,
lo
¿qué tal si
roban.
las 100 listeners
Me lo roban.
te lo van a querer
¿Cómo
quitar?
estamos back then?
Va a decir, ¿dónde está?
No te el pelo.
Va a decir como cuando fue al Salsa Festival. Where's
What the
where-
Where the shit is
My mom
this?
couldn't find him. My amiga couldn't find him, remember?
Who?
When she was looking for the singers.
So where-
the salsa
so where-
festival.
Así va a pasar
for
contigo.
Willie Colon, and
They're
she's
gonna
like,
see
where
your
is he?
picture and then they're gonna see you and they're like, wait a minute.
Where is he?
Where is it? What happened?
Life took a turn.
No, but
Oh,
that.
hell no.
Like, damn, life wasn't good to him.
But that's what I would
Hey,
tell
cálmate.
myself.
Damn.
No le exageres.
You know when we see
Se
someone
me cayó un poco de
that
pelo
looks
nada
rough,
más.
que dicen, damn.
Hey, that
Life wasn't good to
was
you.
not nice to
Dirty.
you today. No, you don't
Anyway.
look rough.
Now
I
you
would
don't
just
say
say,
about you. I'm saying in
but,
general.
in general.
Okay.
So that's what I would tell my younger self. Pull through. You got this. Go for it. Understanding that you could be married and still finish school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, balance.
But
Do it
yes, but for me, it wasn't that. It was now you're a housewife. Now
Yeah.
you have to be, a housewife. You have to tend to your husband. So when I left school, it was really hard. I actually cried when I had to leave school because I wanted to finish my
all.
career.
Yeah.
But that's what I would tell my younger self, and I would just say, it's gonna be hard, but get ready.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready.
That's good.
And that's
That's a
what I
good
would
one.
really tell my.
She would have been in
younger self.
the. You had an opportunity to go to the police academy too.
I did.
Yeah.
San Diego Police Academy. I had that opportunity.
But then she
They-
met me.
Damn.
Actually, I had a 2-year scholarship to San Diego State for the criminal
Wow.
justice program.
She be like, you know what? The hell with man. I would have told myself not to met your ass.
Yeah.
No.
I said, maybe a
I
little
would
bit
Hey,
later.
have
she's
been in
gonna
the FBI already.
Hey, she's gonna take it back, but for something else.
And that's what she says here, but like, that house
No,
be like,
stop lying. No.
Yeah.
And I actually-
Daddy.
Maybe a couple of years later, I should have met you.
And I actually had an internship. ¿Cómo se llama la que están watching? Quantico, right?
Mhm.
For the FBI to go.
Wow.
But yeah. But it's okay. I'm happy now,
Yeah.
with my honey, de casi 28 years, my
Better
4
say that.
children,
Y
and
un-
my
Y
grandson.
un pellizcón ahorita te
Yeah.
va a dar.
Pellizcón.
I know, I'm gonna put my hands here.
I know, you're gonna keep your whole hands on the table this episode.
No, but yeah, that's what I tell myself. It's gonna get hard. It's gonna be fun, but you're
That's
gonna do
good.
okay.
Those are good ones. I think they're positive ones, you know?
Yeah.
Like you said, for the future, to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
So those are good.
So,
Me? My
You,
turn.
Amiga, you're next.
Let's see. What would I tell my younger self?
Do not look to your right.
I know. Let me look this way. Let me keep focused on this. No, I would tell my younger self, one of the things I would tell myself, I'll say two. One of them would be, don't stress over the little things.
Yes.
And just enjoy life more. Like that would be my biggest thing, because I think when we're younger, we tend to just stress over
nonsense,
anything.
yes.
I mean, it could be the tiniest thing, something breaks, your day doesn't go as you wanted, or whatever, and we waste so much time sitting in those feelings of being pissed or annoyed or whatever, that we let it dictate how our day is going to turn, how our week, or who we hang out with, talk to. So yeah, I think that's what I would tell my younger self. Do not stress over the little things and just let things go and enjoy life more. Focus on more of the positive than the negative.
So when actually, at what age would you tell yourself that? Because I don't see yourself stretching out when you're 10.
No, I think probably like when you become an adult. So I would
So
say
18?
like around 18, because now you're transitioning from
Yeah.
you're leaving school,
Yes.
what are you
Yeah.
going to do with your
Yes.
life, all those big decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely that, and even into young adulthood, like even with being in a relationship or being married, like those things too, because we let a lot of those little things affect the relationship and all that. So that would be it. And then the next one I would tell my younger self would be, this is a good one. Don't dim your light, to fit into with others, specifically younger selves. Cause I could see like a lot of us, are teenagers, young adult, where just so that you can be liked by those friends or just so that you have someone to talk to or hang out with, you do, it's almost like you're not your true authentic self. It's like you're pretending to be something you're not.
To fit in. Because,
To fit in, just to be accepted. And, and that's not what life's about. Like you should never have to be something you're not just so that someone can like you, to fit in and all of that. So for sure, don't let anyone dim your light.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically if you're just trying to do it just to not be lonely or fit in or have a friend,
Right.
Right.
And even if people will kind of tell you the same thing, hey, don't try too hard to fit in with that group, don't do that. You wouldn't listen anyways because you're young, you think you know everything, right?
Yeah. But I feel like the fact that we didn't listen, we don't have that opportunity, is it put you in situations that you should have never gone through.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like it put you, like you lost so much time and energy wasting it on those kind of moments. So imagine if we had that little magic, spell that we could bring ourselves back and tell ourselves that. I think that would be really important. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good one. Isaias, if if you went back in time, right?
Yeah.
And you saw yourself
Little boy, you.
at 18,
Yep.
freaking, and you grab yourself and say, "Hey, asshole, don't do."
Ay.
Oh yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
the beginning start of yours. Que pendejo, but
Right?
so not a lot of people know, but at 18 I was thinking about investing. So I had an opportunity. I worked since I was 14. I started working. I had an opportunity. I saved up money. I told myself, should I buy a car or should I build a business?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the business gives me to buy the car that I want. So I did. I went with the business. I owned a clothing store from the age of 18 to 20, about 2 years. 2 years. And it was solid. It was solid. But again, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anybody guiding me. All my winnings, all the money
Earnings.
Profit.
the profit was going to party.
Mm.
Partying. I was the guy buying the beer. I was the guy, hey, don't worry
So you
about
had
it.
all these leechers on you too.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends. I had a big group of friends during that time. But yeah, I would tell my younger self to just focus on keep flipping that money, grow your business. You know, don't let the scene get the best of you. And I did. I let the scene get the best of me. I was out partying, you know, doing all these things.
Mhm.
So definitely it has to do a lot. I would tell myself more today. I would tell myself today, as a younger guy, I would tell myself, hey man, you have the tools. God gives you all these tools. He gives you this imagination. He gives you everything to do it. And sometimes I don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I tend to self-sabotage myself. And I think that was one of the biggest things as a teenager growing up.
Mhm.
No guidance and me self-sabotaging myself.
Right.
Because I did educate myself. I went to different schools. I learned how to weld. I did woodworking. I went to companies and I learned from mentors there, you know, about manufacturing. But I was always afraid to do it on my own.
Yeah.
So going into companies, I can help companies grow and do all these things. But for myself, I can't.
But what do you think it's because, why can't you for yourself? What stops you from doing it?
Self-sabotage.
Mhm.
Yeah, thinking that I might fail. That was one of the biggest things. Failure.
Okay.
Failure is one of the biggest things I was always scared about. The second thing was always about el que dirán. You know, what are they going to say? Oh, you tried it. They laugh at you. You didn't do what you didn't grow. You didn't do anything. But in the end, I feel like today, all those mistakes and everything that I didn't do, I'm learning today to just do them.
Right.
Without caring if anybody likes it or not.
Mhm.
This is what I do and this is how I do it, and now I'm presenting what I do. And whoever likes it's gonna like it. Whoever doesn't, then so be it. Change the channel, do whatever you gotta do, go find somebody else that can make your stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Not in a negative way, but just saying, hey, maybe this is not for you.
Mhm.
Somebody else might like it, you might not like it.
No, so, yeah. So, I mean, we probably have some young people that listen to us. So, you listen to each and every one of us what we said. So, about investing, about going to school, not regretting things, and what else do you?
The same thing. Like, not regret, not having
Yeah,
regrets.
don't let anybody dim you.
Yeah, like
from-
don't focus
Yeah.
on the negative things, focus more on the
so
positive.
for young guys that listen to us, I mean, take that as an advice, at least, you know?
Yeah.
We didn't have nobody to tell us any
no
different.
mentors,
Right.
anyone teaching us any better.
So
And,
if you-
and, that,
I think-
and that was that was a business that I started kind of on my own. Once I closed down that clothing store, then I met her, which I always said, I wish she would have came into my life during that time, because she made a big difference moving forward. We opened up a couple more businesses together. Yeah, we didn't get to that point, but we learned from every business that we opened together. We learned, we pushed each other. We did this, we did that, you know, but that was one of the biggest things. It was like, fuck, man, I wish I would have met her just a little bit sooner, just a little
Sí,
bit.
amiga. Ay, si no
The
te
one
doy
that-
este caso al amigo
the
cuando
one
es
that-
monja.
Got his finances straight.
Yeah, but she would have
you
been.
weren't skimming off the top?
Hell no! I used to take care of every penny he earned.
Yeah, now that was that for me. again, not having a mentor.
Right.
If I would, because when I closed down, I sold everything just to make my money back.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even
To
profit.
invest it, yeah.
Yeah. So I could have had a mentor and said, no, don't close down. Go open another store somewhere else, because that whole building was closing down.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
you felt like you had to close it.
Yeah, so I felt like I had to close instead of taking my shit and moving somewhere else
Somewhere
and
else.
opening up.
Yeah.
And there was nobody that told you that.
Nobody told me
No
that.
one.
Yeah.
Everybody said, oh, it's closing, it's closing.
You know what? Those are the envidiosos.
No,
The
not,
hate-
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, because listen, if knowing that he was profitable, he was doing good, and the building closing, why not even tell him, hey, you know what?
Try somewhere else.
Yeah, go open somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Or,
Yeah, haters.
Or
Who else?
yeah. I mean, what, the internet was barely kind of taking off?
Yeah, I
It
don't
was
know.
barely
I
starting
think that was
around.
very like when
Coming out.
MySpace.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Barely coming
Yeah,
out.
so-
MySpace.
Yeah, you didn't have that?
yes.
Yes.
We didn't have that.
Well, yeah, so that those little things for me was like, damn, man, I should have fucking
Yeah.
kept going.
Mhm.
But
Pushing,
again,
pushing through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, again, those people out there, I know maybe not too many young people listen to us, but the ones that do, hey, you know, you might think you know everything now. Believe me, you don't. So ask for advice from your parents. If you don't want to ask advice from your parents, ask advice
Extended
from other
family,
grown-ups.
yeah.
You know,
Tios, cousins, whatever.
one of the things that we heard recently was, if money wasn't an object, if money was no object, and you had the money, and what would you do just because you love to do it? So for me, it's like, ask somebody that question.
Yeah.
And if the answer is whatever you like, for
What you're doing right
yeah.
now.
So example for you, if you're into investing in stocks or whatever, then why aren't you doing that now?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
Yeah.
like that's one of the questions for like young people to ask yourself is like,
If money
if
wasn't.
it wasn't an object, and I really loved what I'm doing, or whatever it is you want to do, just do it. Find out how to get there.
So that's how you know what your passion is.
right.
Yeah.
And what you should be doing in life.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think it's hard because, what were you
No,
going to
ya
say?
te saben lo que es mi pasión.
Anyways.
But you're doing it,
You know,
boy.
I'm
You're
passionate.
doing it every night.
Right,
so.
babe?
Hey,
That's his one
¿Puedes
passion
poner las
in
manos
life.
aquí otra vez?
Thank God I don't need no money for that.
hey, se llama OnlyFans.
Their only personal OnlyFans que
No.
hacen ahí en el cuarto.
Wow.
Con los gatitos viendo, ¿no?
No lo sacamos. No,
They kick them out for that hour.
Se lo quedan viendo.
¿Qué
no.
está haciendo?
But I think, going back to this,
Yeah.
that about the...
Yo le pero en serio ahora.
Ahora en serio, I'm serious now. About the guidance. I think it was just the fact that whoever, you know, our parents raised us, they didn't know any better either. They didn't have any guidance themselves either. You know, like in my case, for my parents, it was ideal that I became a pastor, or that I married a pastor, or that I followed in the footsteps of other kids.
Right.
I was like, no, I
Like a pastor. Oh, que dijiste que you guys were what?
And
Yeah,
I
we were
never, and I
juniors.
never wanted to be one.
and I never wanted to be one. So for me, that's kind of what I thought. So imagine me
Yeah.
saying, well, I want to go to police academy. Well, I'm going to go to school for this. They were like, what? Será grito en el cielo?
Yeah, for them it's like
A
no
big
female
thing,
can be.
yeah.
So for my parents, you know, and I don't hold that against them. I mean, they didn't know any better. You know, it was for him coming in my life. Was like, oh, se va a casar, va a tener su familia.
Cásate con él.
Ya se le va a
Marry,
olvidar, huh? Ya se le va a
But
olvidar de one.
if I had the chance to relive it, I would do it all.
Yeah.
Go to school. Because that's my passion. I love it.
Oh, that all over again?
No.
Meet you,
No, sí,
get
sí,
married,
sí,
have
sí,
four
mi amor,
kids.
sí,
I
sí,
told you.
amiga,
No.
sí,
I told
sí,
you that
sí,
the
no,
house
no.
is gonna be like,
Sí, no, sí, sí, eso.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, they always say, if you had a magic wand, what would you do?
Yeah,
I would say finish school
yeah.
and do what I've always wanted to do.
Mhm. I would have been ahí con otro FBI agent.
A mí que me hicieron la lengua más larga.
Okay, anyways.
Anyways, oh my goodness. Okay, so what are we?
The one I sent you, or what?
Oh my god.
That's disgusting.
We're not gonna put that on the
No, let's not put that
video.
clip there, please.
So the next part of the segment that we said we were gonna do is, what are your biggest fears
Your worst, biggest
Like,
fears.
your worst,
Emotionally
biggest
or
of anything, just
Yeah,
in
of anything.
general? Like
Of
it
anything.
can be anything.
yeah.
Let's go to.
Let's start with you.
Jasmine, start
with
it
me?
off.
Yeah.
What's your worst, biggest fear?
Okay, mine has to do more with the way you die. So my biggest fear would be to die either by drowning
Okay.
or by fire.
That's your
Like
worst
being
fear.
burned alive. Yeah, I think
Worst,
that's my
worst fear.
worst fear. Yeah. I've turned all the little other fears that we have, like, like I used to be afraid of heights and stuff like that.
Well, that's not compared to.
No, like things like that, like, little by little in life, it's like you start working towards kind of scratching those little fears off your list. Yeah, so I think that, okay, and my other one, I'm going to say one more, would have to be dying with another one with death. Shit, I'm like, damn, those are all, I guess, but I guess it's good because for me it's at the end of the road, you know what I mean, like it's the end of life. So I don't really have fears in this point of time, because I've conquered a lot of my fears, so I'm literally, I don't think I'm afraid of anything anymore. But so definitely the death one, and then the other one, it would be, and I always tell him this, like dying, because they say when you die, and I've heard it from people that have had life and death experiences, that your whole life is played right before
7 minutes,
your mind. 7 minutes, because your brain keeps working and making all those connections, tapping into memories and everything. So for 7 minutes, your whole life is being played in front of you like a movie, right? And you get to see everything. They say everything, from what you did, from who you were, to opportunities you missed, to opportunities, like regretful situations or whatever. So I always tell them, my other biggest fear would be dying without fulfilling my life purpose. Like without becoming that best version of myself and doing what I was brought here to do. That would be one of my hugest fears for sure. Yeah, because I tell them, when I die, I want to die in peace. Like when my movie is played, to be like, fuck, I did that. You know what I mean? Like I did that, and I'm happy and I'm proud of who I became. So yeah, mine are death, guys.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go that route too.
Oh wow.
My biggest fear, it's death. Yeah, because once you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows if your spirit is gonna wander? Right?
Yeah.
Or who knows?
Because they say that it wanders for a little bit.
But we don't know for sure, right? I mean, I don't know. So, biggest fear is dying, because once your eyes close, that's it. You don't know if it's. For me, I think I'm just there's gonna be black and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like
No movie?
Over with. No, I'm not saying you won't have the memories, but when you die, that's it.
That's it. Like, there's no coming back. There's no second chance.
And when you start getting older, that's probably the first thing that pops in your head.
Yeah.
It's like, because you're getting older. I'm going to be 50 next year, so
He's thinking about it now.
I have a good maybe 40 years or less. Who knows, right?
With your genetics, yes. But they say the average person only lives to about 76.
Okay, so his mom turned 95 yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With his genetics,
yes.
Shout out to my mama.
Yes.
And he actually called her today, and what did she say? That she's doing okay?
Yeah, she's doing fine.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, she's forgetful of some things.
Of course, but that's already
like
understandable with that age.
Yeah, but she's good.
But see, that's with your good genetics. But they say, like, if you search it up, the average lifespan is 76 years.
In the U.S.
In the U.S.
Yeah.
So imagine, like you hit 50, 60, it's like you only have a few more years left. Yeah.
So I'm going to say the fear of death is probably a little bit below than the fear of one of my children.
Oh yeah, dying
passing
before
me.
Yeah.
Before us.
Dad, that's a hard one too.
Yeah, that's I don't want to ever want to live that.
Yeah.
So it's terrible. I mean, those people that have gone through that, those parents, I can't imagine.
Because you couldn't see. We talk about that too all the time.
Yeah.
Like, even though you have other kids, I feel like I could never. I wouldn't get out of bed. No, like, even if you have other kids, whatever. It's like a piece of you just died. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's ever any recovery after that, after losing a child.
I think it's either you have to hold on to something and keep you going.
Yeah.
I
feel like I would break though. Like, I feel like for me, there's no coming back from that. Like, it would change my whole essence. You know what I mean? Like, something like that.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a hard one, Eli. That's a good one.
Yeah, very hard. So they both include death. I mean, I don't know what that means, but
oh, us over here thinking about the end of life.
What about yours, amigo?
Mine is kind of like Jasmine's, the same, in terms of dying and not fulfilling what I was
Your
supposed to be.
purpose.
Yeah, my purpose. That one, and then the biggest one, the number one for me, would be for people to forget me or forget my name. So I always talk about, being an artist, being somebody creative, to leave something
To listen.
back.
To remember.
I don't know if it's because I do watch a lot of like Da Vinci and
Right.
a lot of artists, Picasso. Look at how much their name still gets brought up to this time.
Mm-hmm.
Da Vinci's like 500 years old, and his name still pops up.
Mm-hmm.
People like that get studied in universities. They look so and so. So I feel like my name. I want to leave my name bold.
Mm-hmm.
Carved in stone for people to remember me.
So that's like something important to you.
That's important to me. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, like you said, the losing a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those things are a lot. But I think for me personally, I think it's my name. People forgetting me for, I want to be remembered from generation to generation.
Right.
I want to be passed on.
Mm-hmm.
My name to be solid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I live by loyalty. That's why I live by doing good. I try to do the best. I try to be the best person around people. I try to do, whatever I can.
Of course.
Because that is important to me to leave my name set in stone for people to remember me. And I feel like that's what's driving me now more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because of age.
Yeah.
Shit, it's like my timeline's getting shorter, so now I gotta fucking hurry up and get shit done.
Yeah. Would it be crazy for me to say that I'm the opposite? That I really don't.
Well, no.
I don't.
Not crazy at all
I
for
don't.
us.
No. Well,
Not crazy at all for you.
For me, I can care less if people remember me or not. I'm gonna be dead. For me, right?
No, yeah. I get it.
For me, it's like, who gives a
He's gonna be under the ground.
I mean, it'd be
He ain't coming
nice,
back.
I guess,
But you
how
will be remembered.
how would I know that? I won't. I'm gonna be dead, so it doesn't matter to me.
Oh.
You know,
He means because he won't have a recollection.
if you want to remember me now, goddammit. You know?
Remember
me. For Mama Coco.
Yes, for Mama Coco. He's afraid que no lo van a poner en el altar. You know that they're just.
Sí, lo voy a poner ahí.
It might.
Se va a olvidar.
Would I be wrong for that? For not
No.
I think
caring
that's just
if
how you
people-
feel.
No, because that's personal.
Yeah.
That's a personal. It's like everything else.
For me, it's like, like me now. You know, if they say, "Oh, here comes Eli," I don't want people to say, "Oh, goddamn."
Well, sometimes, no, just kidding.
And
We want
if
to
you
be
do, the hell with you.
Oh,
No, but
you want them happy, like
right,
here
do it
comes
while I'm
Eli.
alive. You know,
Yeah.
want to hang out with you while I'm alive, because once
Yeah.
I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna know anything. So
Yeah.
the hell with it. That's just me.
No, I know what you're saying.
So una vez si te quiero llorar, te lloro ahorita, ¿verdad? I have to cry. Eli,
Yes,
yeah, oh.
you know.
love them
I
now.
love
Pues
them
sí,
now.
haz todo lo que tú quieras now, because once I'm dead, I'm dead.
Ya no vas a poder.
Mete hermano, ya no.
Por eso yo, ¿sabes? Yo me aprovecho a veces porque once I'm dead, I'm dead.
He's doing it like he's like, shit, I can't waste no
That's it.
time. I gotta take advantage. Wait, did you say yours?
No. Are you
Okay.
done, amigo?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, mine, I'm not afraid of death.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah, she's always said that she's not afraid of
I'm not
death.
afraid of death. I'm afraid of not seeing my creator.
No, okay.
That's what I'm afraid of. Not having that one-on-one with God. That's what I would be afraid of.
Yeah.
And death, it does. I've always told them I can't sit here and dwell. You know, I'm not as old as you are, but I'm.
She has a little
I'm
more
a
time.
little. I have a little bit more time.
She has a couple more
You're
years.
like right there.
No, I still got a couple
You're
You're
more.
like- heels.
you're like 2 inches away from
Stop.
it. So.
Amigo, you and I are side by side.
Ahí se la llevan los dos. Dicen que you're over here,
I know.
they're over here, and I'm over here.
Ya va a empezar.
Okay, dele
No,
pues.
but I think that I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so I think that for me it would be. He always says, you know, oh, but think of you're older. I know I'm getting older, but I can't sit here and dwell and think, oh, I'm getting closer to my death. No, I thank God I see another year,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm grateful that I'm able to see another. Just like when I went, I was at the doctor's office on my actual birthday,
Mhm.
and they said, oh, well, happy birthday. I said, oh, thank you. How does it feel? I said, well, I can't complain. I'm seeing another year.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't get to see another year. I'm seeing one.
Yeah.
But my biggest fear, it would just be that, not Sí.
Not seeing your creator.
That you don't go to
No,
hell.
no,
You go to hell?
Yeah, that shit
no,
is-
no, yo no dije hell
That you go
tampoco.
to hell de cabeza?
No, ni tú detrás de mí. No,
Que se caiga de boca abajo.
no, no.
Hey,
Hey,
voltea para arriba.
he said that when you guys go, he wants to be buried on top of you.
Yes.
In the same casket. He said,
Con
like,
la
sí.
cara metida.
Okay, okay.
69, okay, la posición
La
69. He
La
said
nariz.
that he doesn't want two caskets. That
Oh,
he
he
wants
wants
you
one.
the same, in the same casket,
Yeah.
piled
Why,
on top
why,
of each other.
why would they
Why
have to be
waste
two-
another
Right.
casket?
I want to be cremated.
Really? Wait, hey, that's another thing. Once you're dead, who cares how you...
But I wasn't done saying my story.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. And then
It's
I
because
did
Jasmine
say,
starts and then...
ay, sí, ahorita yo la culpa te
It was you. You freaking started.
Ya empezar. And then, like you guys say, just my kids. Like you say, for me, it's about being a good person, loyalty too. But I always say, God, yo sé que it's not for deeds. That's not how you get to
No.
heaven. But two things I ask: I'll be a good person. I'll try to be the best human I can be. But two things: don't erase my memory,
Mm-hmm.
and don't take my immediate family. I want to go before them.
Yeah, like your kids.
Yeah.
Or your,
Well, even Eli,
or
I
your
would say,
husband. So
yeah,
you would want to go first.
first, absolutely. So I don't have to go through. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But that would be it. But death, no, I'm not scared
You
of
do?
death.
You want to go first?
No, dice que me vaya yo.
Would you want to go first?
Hell no, dice que me vaya yo.
Since you're a couple
I'm not
years
ready
older
to
than
go.
her, would you want to go first?
Dice que él todavía has a lot of investments.
Él se quedó pensando like,
I told them, let's be like the Notebook.
Or
you know?
maybe we can go together.
Yeah.
Pero-
Pero I don't want to go together at freaking 55. Shit, if we're going to go together, I want to be at 96, 97, you know?
At the end of the road.
You know, I told you earlier, I told you my worst fear was dying. You want me to freaking...
I don't
She
want
wants you to go first.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, we go together.
Damn.
I know.
No, but even like he always says about once he's dead, and I hate when he says that. You could throw him in the garbage. I don't
You
care.
can do whatever is
Because
cheaper.
he said he won't remember.
What-
So it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
I mean, when you die, the memories in your the memory of the person, it's in you. It's in your memories, right?
Right.
So
Remember me.
you're not gonna put a picture of me in the casket, right?
Why
In the
wouldn't
home.
Why
we?
wouldn't we?
Exactly. So it doesn't. That's not what you remember. You remember the happy times, right?
Not the bad
We
times.
do.
So-
No, no cuando me dices enojar.
No, me puedes tirar una finca, whatever. Feed me to the wolves, whatever you want to do. I don't care.
Okay, let's do another fear real quick, but let's do now something physical, like you know what I mean, like
Oh, boy.
a fear of
Of something.
something.
An
Por
object.
decir,
Algo.
un object, una
Well, I used to
cosa,
be
sí.
afraid of losing my hair, but that's
That's down the road.
That fear is fucking faced.
That fear is long gone.
You already faced that fear.
You scratched that one.
En el pinche espejo me ve uno todos los días.
You can
Chingas.
scratch that one off his list
That was my fear. When I was like 18,
to losing your
I
hair.
started seeing freaking
Bald patches.
not bald patches. Goddamn.
Alopecia.
You started seeing a little alopecia.
Lepra. Cuidado. Pero gente que- no las escuchan. So, but I used to see my hair started receding like when I was 18. I'm like, God damn.
And you blame me, so it was at 18, not when you met me.
So
Well,
you started young.
So
Yeah.
that was my fear, pero ni modo. Yeah, it's like now,
So,
now my another fear. My fear physically, I'm scared of heights. Okay. I am
That was
terrified
my
of heights.
terrified.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to take you zip lining, huh?
Mierda.
That's how we overcame.
I don't give a damn.
Or-
I
It'll
overcame.
start with that.
It
It ain't
started
gonna
with
be
that,
that. Nope.
literally.
No.
We did 9 across the Costa Rica jungle.
9?
9. And
Nine
the first
what?
one we did it zip lines,
Oh.
like you're in the jungle. And the first one we closed our eyes because we're so afraid. But
Tú
that was
también?
ours. Yeah, he was afraid of heights también. That was like one of ours.
It's cringy,
So
man.
it's crazy.
fucking-
No, I'm still afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I mean, I travel on airplanes, and it's like, shit, I'm up here already, you know. So
What about
even if
flying
I
one?
no,
Flying an airplane? No.
heck no.
He don't
So,
trust himself.
even
She got me one time.
Oh, I remember,
A
for a
flight
birthday,
lesson.
right? A
A
flight
flight
lesson.
lesson?
Nah, see, I know. El culo se te aprieta.
Yep. That, see, when I got off, I had some of that foam.
Se salió del
Claro.
se te salió qué?
No, no se le salió, se le pegó del
Se le
foam
pegó
del
el
seat.
foam.
Mordí el pinche asiento.
Que estaba así.
I bit the fucking seat, bro. I
Traía
ripped that
dientes en el
shit.
fundido. He was like,
Calzones en air. Muertes.
Yeah, height is my biggest fear as far as physically, because I guess when I was younger, we used to live in Boston, in an apartment building, and it was a 3-story building, and upstairs the door to the roof, it was always open. You know, they never really secured it or locked it or anything. So I used to go up there with my friends, with my nephews, and what we would do, like a bunch of little idiots, of course.
When you were kids.
And we were, 8, 7. We would lean down on our bellies and just put our heads over the rooftop, right? So how crazy is that,
my God.
right?
When you were a kid.
How the hell? That's crazy. So I
¿Y
think
los
that.
papás dónde estaban que no los miraban?
¿Ah?
Los
Está comiendo culo, quién sabe.
Late at night.
But I mean, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah,
right
that
now,
you
right?
that you would do that.
Yeah.
So I think that's where my fear started of heights. I was 8, 7, seeing 3 stories
Yeah.
all the way down.
That's
Pero lo
crazy.
seguías haciendo.
I did a couple of times and I stopped. And for me, airplanes, I'll get on it. Scared as shit, but I'll get on it. I'll even look out the window. As crazy as that sounds, right? I'll look out the window. But
Well, what about watching somebody do it?
What do you mean?
Like if you're
No.
watching?
if I see like watching
Like-
one of my kids, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Do the same thing, I will probably have a
Right?
Heart attack, yeah.
Yeah. That
And
used
they
to happen
tease
to
me on that too.
They do.
They know I don't like them. They'll
Mhm.
tease me. So if we go like to a let's say the San Francisco Bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, "Hey, Dad, look," and then they'll stick their like half
Yeah.
body
Oh,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
No, le dice, mira, zángano, sienta.
Yeah.
Eso.
I cuss them out sometimes.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, that's my biggest fear.
Okay, that's a good one. And you, amiga?
Me? What do I have a fear of something?
Yes, bugs.
Oh yeah, my
No te gustan los spiders?
spiders. That's my biggest fear.
So you won't kill the spider?
No. No.
You call this guy over
I'll
here.
call him or I'll
The
call
kids.
one of my kids. But I know that I have two
Mhm.
big ones. One's spiders and one's airplanes.
Airplane?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, airplanes like standing next to them, not being inside. but
Not
next to
inside,
them.
not flying or
No.
whatever. Just
No.
like being next to them?
Yes. Like you know how people they guide the planes and
Oh,
stuff?
see.
I would probably try to jump inside the little the
Yeah.
propeller thingy.
She would.
Yeah.
She would get so panicked that she would kill herself in the engine.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Panicking, like trying to get away from it or whatever.
So when we went to Cabo, I didn't tell you guys this, but the whole time my eyes were closed as we're walking
Oh.
to the plane.
well, you know how we boarded the plane?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If I would have known it was like that, I told you I wouldn't have gone. I did not know. I thought they'd take you inside a
Yeah,
tunnel.
Oh
she
yeah,
had
because
her
you had
eyes
to go through like
closed.
a.
She
I had
was
my eyes
holding
closed.
The
me.
tunnel, right?
The-
Yes.
Yeah,
Tunnel
like
and
the
everything.
bridge.
That's
or
what I thought it
whatever
would do.
Yeah.
So when I saw, I think I asked her, I said, is there a tunnel? You're like, no, I don't think so. I was like, oh, okay. But I was scared to death.
Damn, that's
I
crazy.
told her, Dave, it'll be alright.
Cálmate,
I had
tómate el
I
Xanax.
had my glasses on and I was holding on to him with my eyes completely closed and he was just guiding me.
Oh wow.
Like, okay, step 1, step 2, and I was just following the steps and
I
hearing
have
his
never heard
voice.
of that.
And
Airplanes.
the thing is, she's scared of airplanes because her uncle back when she was little, she used to scare her with a big giant
Oh.
remote controlled airplane.
Because I was
When she used to misbehave.
I was very traviesa,
Mhm.
so I would get into everything. You know, being raised at home, I was like the spoiled kid, so I was very traviesa.
Mhm.
So he had a big old plane that with a remote it would lift,
Mhm.
and it was a huge plane, and then he would scare me.
Like
Para que me calmara.
yes,
Yes. So for me, I think that followed me. Like, there's a museum here in Riverside. He tells me, "Let's go of airplanes." No, I won't go. I will not go.
Yeah.
So she got traumatized.
Yeah, from that.
Mhm.
Well, those are good ones. And you? What's your biggest fear?
Nada, dice mi amiga.
Of like something.
Physically.
You're afraid of snakes. For sure.
I'm afraid of snakes, but not something that I'd be like, fuck. But
Snakes not in the people.
if
as
they-
in
if-
Snake cat?
Snakes,
Not
not the
people,
people.
you know.
no, like if it comes out just like it surprises me, yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
scared. But if I can see it, I won't be as scared.
No,
Like,
no, no.
Mice too. Like if they're squirmy.
yeah, but again,
He doesn't
That's
like
right.
anything that's like squirmy.
but that's only
Okay.
like if
Like
it
a- like a-
surprises me. You know, if I
Mhm.
come out, if it just comes out, then yeah, it fucking freaks me out. But if I see it beforehand, then it's not.
So
But
It's
fears,
not too
I
bad.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really.
He's like, hey, I ain't
Come
never
on, I'm
been
sure
scared.
you have
No,
some fears.
I was really scared as a child. Like I was fearing all kind of like
Dogs.
paranormal dogs. I was afraid of dogs when
He
I
was
was
afraid of
young.
dogs.
When I was
Why?
young,
No le gustaban like when the dogs
es
would
que
approach
igual
him.
people would scare me with them.
Oh,
you
the
know?
dogs.
Me lo aventaban through, like one time, my friend, people went through the window. I was asleep, and it started licking me, and I got up and I tossed the dog, and I was like making a big old scene because it freaked me out. It got me by surprise.
Mm.
So that's what freaked me out. Anything that comes out by surprise, it freaks me out. But me seeing it doesn't scare
It
me.
doesn't scare you.
Yeah.
See, like for me, even the toy, you know, in Halloween, the spiders,
Mhm.
the toy, I can't even see those.
Yeah.
One time we were at Walmart, he thought he was trying to be funny, and he threw one at me. Oh my god, he
Slap
hit.
someone.
Man, oh man.
Someone behind you slapped him.
Man, I cussed him out. I said, if you don't want me to be mean or be rude, don't do this to me. Because he
Yeah.
used to do it. He thought it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
It is funny.
like
Or,
funny
or he
for
would
everyone
kill
else.
one and he would try to chase me with it.
Oh.
I don't care. I run. I take
Yeah.
off. See ya.
Yeah.
I
Se hacen una bolita así when you
Oh.
kill them.
Oh, no, that's
Yeah.
my... Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I like
spiders
really,
and
you know.
nothing.
And
Just
airplanes.
unexpected.
Isaías, you see un macho.
No, I'm not. No.
¿No eres? ¿No eres?
What scares him
Soy
is
macho menos.
what is it? Unexpected experiences or unexpected objects.
If
is
it's just
one of
like
his fears.
sudden, like it's shit that just pops out, yeah, it fucking
Well, of
scares
course.
the
So
shit
you're
out
not
of me.
scared of heights anymore?
Not as much, no.
Ya ves,
Not
vamos a
something.
Costa Rica.
Not something
You have
that's
to
like.
just
Not
do
something
it.
that's like I can call it a fear. No, not anymore. It was before, but not anymore.
Well, he did good. We went to Disneyland and Disney, California. Well, you got on
the
the...
little planes.
No,
that was
he
weird.
doesn't get on those
That's a
either.
big step
That's
from
a big step. No, California Adventure, and you got on the roll on the is it not the roller coaster?
The Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm scared of Ferris wheel too because of the height.
So he actually did
Hey, but in
good.
Vegas, you weren't scared.
Hey, no, the Vegas is different
Why?
because
Because you're drunk?
the actual carriage is big, right? So you're able to stand, walk
Oh,
around,
yeah.
you know. So it's like a miniature airplane, right?
Mhm.
But when you're like sitting down and you look to your left, you look to your right,
Like on a ride
and
or
you
whatever.
see, and you see freaking all you see is freaking trees and little people and shit.
You're
So
like,
in this
damn it.
ride, we had to go in with 3 older ladies, and the whole time he's sitting just holding on to like the seat, like for his life, and the ladies are talking to him. And he was being very short with his answers. And I was like, look, babe, look to the left. Oh my God, you could see the park. I was trying to bug him
Mhm.
because he was stiff.
Well, what saved me there was that these 3 old ladies came. They were from out of town. They were visiting, so they started talking. And
Te clavaste
I mean, I
sin
couldn't-
chisme.
No, I couldn't care less. But at least they were talking to me,
So
so I had to
you were
respond. So I got
distracting you,
distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time the ride was over, we were already, getting ready to on board. So, like, this ain't bad.
Pero Distract yourself then.
pero no, he didn't look to the sides either.
No,
miró para los
because
lados.
Eyes closed or
It's
open?
because the problem is if I
Okay.
look to the side and see how high I am, I think of the worst.
That's the
You know.
problem.
Is this thing gonna break down?
Mhm.
Because you see that on TV, you see that on social media, people falling from rides.
Yeah.
Fuck, so.
You see that shit happen at
Well,
Six Flags all the
Well,
time.
it's like
Damn.
with planes, he always says, what if we were in a plane ride somewhere and we were going and we have really bad turbulence. And I look at him.
Yeah,
He's
that thing was
already
crazy, that
sweating.
Mhm.
Yo dije, this guy's going to have a heart attack here and we're going to land perfectly fine.
Mhm.
I was white knuckling.
Yeah.
Those are always
He was.
fears, when you're on the plane. But
But I
then
tell-
I'm like, fuck, what are the odds of that?
I tell him that. I said, and if that, and you know what my mentality is? And if that happens, it was your time. Because
So what about these people that do go on plane rides? Plane falls. They probably said the same thing. What are the odds of this plane crashing and killing
They
us?
were one out of like a million.
You
They
know?
hit that number that odd.
Then it's like,
No.
But he gets so panicky to the point that I tell him, calm down. Because what are you going to do? You're up there. It's not like you could pull over and park and get down.
And that's another thing. Freaking knowing that the plane's going down, knowing you can't do nothing about it.
Because you have no control over
You
the
have
situation.
So you know you're gonna die in those last
Ahí arreglas tus
seconds. That
cuentas
last
con Dios y
minute
ya.
is like, what do you do?
But what if you don't die? You fucking hit the
Like, did you
water.
guys ever
and
watch
don't
that?
die.
Like Bugs Bunny cuando se cae no se muere. Like,
He just shakes it
What
off.
was that? Do you remember that Netflix show that we watched that's based on a true story?
Well, it's based on
Like, was it in the 70s or something?
Yeah.
That a plane of like
soccer players or something?
soccer
Oh,
players?
yes,
It's
yes.
called Alive.
Alive.
Yeah, look at how many days they lasted.
Y se comieron uno al otro.
pues sí.
Se comieron los culos uno al otro.
Okay, like, all right.
Todos se comieron
Era lo más caliente.
It was the most nutritious.
Okay, amigo, pues,
Estaba jugoso.
wow. Okay.
Ya está todo
No,
congelado.
but they did. though.
No. But it was crazy.
But it was the
Remember when they
people
got
that
hit
were
with the
already-
avalanche?
Yeah,
and
they were
everything?
dying.
There were people that were
That died. They didn't eat no one that was alive. It's just they
No.
had no other choice.
To survive.
Because there were like 39 days or
And
something like that.
the most meaty part was the buttocks.
Yeah.
The butt.
Yeah, that's where the most fat is at.
The most fat.
So,
Wow.
Yum.
Amiga, what is your biggest fear?
Yo no me voy a morir de hambre. I gotta tell you that.
No, mi amigo tiene se va a abastecer.
he has enough
It's
for
all
a few
for me.
days. He has enough for a few days in there.
Days, months.
Days.
I don't eat that much.
Hey, I know. Como no comes tragas.
Amiga, pero you'll starve. I won't kidding, amiga.
Hey, I won't even get enough for one day.
Not even half.
Not even half a
Not even
day.
lunch.
A fucking appetizer.
It's like the little wings, the
Saturday,
little
nibbling
wings.
on them,
The
bud.
little huesito. I'm just
Chúpale, mija,
sucking
chúpale
it.
el hueso.
Oh my gosh.
Para que todavía queda jugo.
Juguito, juguitos.
Wow. Ay, Dios mío.
My goodness.
Amiga,
Anyways,
and tuyo, what's your fear?
I think so. My fear is definitely everything underwater. Like I even till this day, like sometimes he'll be like, "Let's go snorkeling."
Oh,
or
yeah,
let's
that's
go.
fun.
Fuck no. Like I'm.
Do you know how to swim?
I know how to swim, but
You're
I'm just
fine.
so terrified.
But do you like dive underwater and swim underwater?
I can swim underwater. I don't know how to dive. He knows how to dive pretty
Mhm.
good, but I know how to swim underwater and all. I grew up like, with swimming pools, like going swimming all the time. But I think what freaks me out is like, only
Your air.
10% of the freaking ocean is discovered.
Oh,
so
yeah. If you're talking about ocean,
That's what I'm talking about, the
hell
ocean.
yeah. I thought
No, I said everything that lives in the ocean, like going under the water, like in the ocean, not water in general. Like
No,
I'm not
no,
afraid
no.
of pools.
Yeah, obviously.
We go to the beach, we do that. But I mean, like being lost, imagine. Like como tú estás diciendo que el pinche plane crashes and you crash in the fucking ocean, like, or you're on a boat, like the Titanic, and
Yeah.
you land in the ocean, like imagine.
You don't know what the hell's gonna come up. and
You
get
don't
grab
know,
you.
like it's fucking dark. It's dark down there. You don't know what the hell's down there.
You want to go snorkeling?
Hell no.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
the
it
same
comes,
way.
and I think it comes the same way with like probably what they were like, because I remember one time when I was a kid, fuimos a que era como un lago, and they were like everyone was like, oh yeah, get in, and then all of a sudden you feel like a rush of all these fishes at your feet,
Yeah.
and that was like such a nasty feeling to feel. That you couldn't get out because there's just like fishes all over your legs and then era un lago in
Yeah, it had to be a lake. I was gonna
in
say.
Indio, where it was like muddy as hell. You know what I mean? Like where you can't even see, like it's just like muddy water. And like so you couldn't even see where they were at, but I remember you could feel them everywhere. So I feel like since then that's where like my
Your fear.
my fear came. So
And it's
everything
true because
underwater.
if you're in the middle of the ocean, you don't know what the hell's down there.
Yeah.
You don't know what's looking at you. Like,
No,
God, that's a good
yeah,
snack.
and you can never get away. Like
No.
they're
What are you gonna?
freaking,
I'll swim them.
Yeah, you can't outswim a shark. So that would be mine.
Wow.
That's true. Yeah, I'm scared of the ocean.
Hell yeah.
Hell no.
But I would
That's
like
why I
to
don't
go
go to the
snorkeling.
I know, you know.
No, if I go to
snorkeling
the
is just
Yeah.
you're pretty much above
Pretty
the
much
water.
above the water.
Just
That's
Oh,
yeah.
above the water, yeah.
above the water
yeah,
snorkeling, we
see.
just look down,
Yeah.
But not scuba diving.
but it has to be like nearby.
Yeah,
you know?
like you could get out real quick, run into the
None of
sand.
that middle of the ocean shit.
No,
no,
we went to
well, you can't
Catalina.
snorkel in the middle of the ocean.
You can't. We went to
Well,
scuba
Catalina. You could scuba
That's scuba
dive.
diving.
Scuba
No, but if you have a boat out there, you know,
can't
I've seen
snorkel.
people snorkel.
Well, yeah,
just-
but
Oh,
then-
sí, nomás
they're
meten la
next to
champú
the-
en la cabeza
next to the
nomás.
boat.
That's
Yeah,
what-
Yeah, they're
yeah.
like that, yeah.
I wouldn't. I
But it's
would
not deep
like
water.
to go
when
like
they do it.
deep.
It's
Oh, hell
deep,
no.
but not like.
I'm
middle of the
like
ocean
terrified.
deep.
Like if you see a shark or you don't know what the hell you see down there.
When we went to Catalina, there was a nice boat. This was years ago, and it was like we had almost like glass. And I told him, "Let's go." He didn't want to because he was
Hell
scared
no.
to see what he was gonna find.
Oh, you wouldn't do that either, like
No.
the glass boat. That you can
Mierda,
see?
eh. Si se rompe eso. If that shit cracks. Hell no.
His
No,
scientific
it's,
mind's already thinking.
There's only like now
The
there's like
center,
full
no?
glass.
center.
Now there's
Right.
full boats like that, pero antes nomás era the center of the
center?
boat. Tenían glass.
So you could see whatever kind of went through that area.
I'd be like, how many inches thick is that glass?
And what's the weight capacity on this damn
Let me
boat?
jump on it before we leave the place.
No te va a tocar que te...
No.
You'll be counting weight on that boat.
Yeah.
So no,
That's creepy too. The ocean is creepy.
Yeah.
so we have to go on a cruise, guys.
Oh
Cruise,
my.
I'll do a cruise. I'm not
See, and I
scared.
think that's why too. Like cruises,
That's what I was
they've
gonna
been
say.
telling us how to go to a cruise for so long. I don't know. I
But
think
why
it can
you-
start with
But
the
why?
3-day.
Yeah,
I just don't like. I don't like feeling confined in like I can't get out of that
Well,
place.
like an airplane though. Aren't you like that on an airplane?
Yes, but it's just for a short amount of hours. Like this is days, and you're in the freaking
Well,
ocean.
listen. In the cruise, you won't feel that way because it's. I mean, I understand if you were like a little boat,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a big ship, so you're walking around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna lean over, you're gonna see water.
That's
But-
if you go out, right? Because if you're in like the casinos or whatever,
Yeah,
yeah.
Because you
yeah.
can like
all-
venture.
Yeah,
out.
you could venture out. That's
See,
what we do.
I could wet my feet with a 3-day one
Mm-hmm.
and see how
You
it
could
goes.
start off with
Yeah.
that's what we always tell. If it's your first time going, do
Yeah.
a 3-day.
And see how it
Test the
goes.
waters. You
Yeah.
know.
So,
So now we're curious to know what are your guys' biggest fears?
Yeah.
Our
Do you
audience,
guys have
what-
any fears?
I know you got fears. Everybody has
Well,
fears.
man,
Yeah.
Nico didn't have many fears.
Who?
My
You
friend
don't have
here.
any fears?
Physical fears, but he was scared of heights before. And he
Yeah.
fears something of
Being forgotten.
que le salga la culebra.
No, like sudden if shit comes out like just suddenly that
Because
Like
te asusta,
sudden-
so you get scared.
A sudden scare like
Yeah.
Because the thing is, my mom used to fuck with us that when we were little. So I think that's where it came from.
Mm,
Like she would run and hide like in the bathroom, and then we would try to run
Find
after
her.
her, and
Yeah,
look for her,
and
and then she
that's-
would just pop out and go rah.
You
and
know, so-
that's
oh shit.
yeah, and that's where I think most of our fears
Fears come from
From the
our
parents?
your
parents.
childhood.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. That's,
In everything, because
Yeah.
even in like the
Pretty much-
emotional
much
aspect
everything
of the other
comes
things we
from it,
listed, yeah, it comes from there, from
From
what we
childhood,
see.
yeah.
You know what?
Put in us.
I am gonna say I just
Remember?
Remember one?
is home invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
Of someone breaking in while
breaking
you're in there.
while you're asleep, and they breaking in, and it's like, what the fuck? Seeing somebody like
I know.
coming up to you and saying, "Hey, get the fucking
Violating,
floor," or
yeah,
whatever.
violating you or your
Yeah.
home, your kids.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend that they did that to her, and they till this day they hit her
Mhm.
like the pegaron,
Mhm.
so she has damage in one of her arms.
Oh my
The
god.
husband was at work, and it was just her and her daughter at the time, and her son. And all she kept on saying is, "Please, like praying that don't go into my daughter's room, don't." But they beat her, and it was pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
that is one of my
Yeah,
biggest.
with kids.
Yes,
and
especially.
family.
Yeah.
Just in general, just
Yeah.
being violated
It's
while you're
'cause it's
asleep. You're
violating.
Like, fuck, what the fuck?
I remember even just I think the form of any breaking in, huh? Like it just feels so
Yeah.
violating. I remember once they broke into while I was eating, we were like at a girls' dinner, and they broke into my SUV at the time. And I remember it just felt so violating.
Violated.
Like I had never felt anything like that or experienced anything like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, wow, like it felt shitty, you know,
Yeah.
to know someone comes into your personal space and takes what belongs to you like that. That's
Like
pretty-
if you get something stolen, like for example, I had a car stolen once. It didn't really faze me. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, it's gone, it's gone. I'm not gonna, but somebody breaking in while you're at home or
Yeah.
robbing you in your
Mhm.
car,
in your car, like at gunpoint,
yeah,
while you're
like
in there.
that is kind of fucking scary.
Hell yeah.
Well,
PTSD after
well,
that.
a
For sure.
gun freaking anywhere, your face is scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, that they surprise you with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, guys, let us know what are some of your guys' fears, and what would you tell your younger self if you are of age and can
Yeah.
tell your younger self anything.
When
Yeah.
I'm 15, I'm going to tell my 1-year-old self.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is for like the 30s and up, okay? The 30s and up club. What would you tell your younger self? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, but even like what you said too, even for I know I do have a few followers that do listen that are younger,
Mhm.
like in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, my advice would be don't dim your light to make others bright.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You listen
You're
to
still
what-
young
you're
enough
still
to
young enough.
Do what you got to do and
Yes.
do it.
You got
And then-
plenty of time.
and-
So you
Right.
don't have to tell your younger self.
Correct.
And
Correct.
don't do the mistake we all always do is say, I'll do that later.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? I'll take care of it in a couple of years.
Because they
Yeah.
might not ever
Yeah.
get there. Yeah, you might not have that
90%
later.
of the time, you won't have another chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So live life, you guys. Live life to the fullest. Don't dim your light.
Mm-mm.
And what else? Well, you guys were afraid of planes, but
Yeah.
planes, and you were. Oh, ours are death, right?
Yeah.
Which goes with like
Yeah.
living your
Yeah.
life. Live your life to the
Exactly.
fullest,
Yeah.
so you don't have any
Live,
regrets.
live your
when you
life with
go.
purpose.
And
Yeah.
don't
Purpose.
live a life like an asshole either, because nobody here likes assholes, right?
No.
Some people do.
Babe, why are you pinching me?
I'm not.
Yeah, ya van a empezar. I need to have hands on top of the table.
And with that, guys, we gotta go. So
Alright.
Yes.
follow
thank
us
you for tuning
on
in.
Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify,
Spotify.
YouTube, and don't forget Madera Azul. Look them up on Instagram.
Instagram.
What's your Instagram again?
It's Madera _ Azul _ and _
Seal. Mhm.
Diablo, ¿cuánto underscores tiene?
That was available.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. But look him up. He has really, really nice pieces. So see you guys. Thank you again for joining us at Before Four Amigos. This is Eli.
Lily.
Jasmine.
And Isaias.
Later.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.